Welcome to Agile NCR 2023. So I guess most of have already taken up the breakfast and uh, are energized to start with a good, interesting session coming forward. Okay, so let me start. Let us explore the transformative power of AI at Agile NCR 2023 with our exclusive track for digital and generative AI. So our next topic is all about how can agile coaches thrive in the digitally transformed ChatGPT world. And our speaker doesn't need any introduction because we are already familiar with him. He has more than 28 followers on LinkedIn, and there's a secret like he has a secret printing press at his home where he's printing all those guides at his all the beautiful agile guides where he can where he's asking us where we sorry and he's also an enterprise business transformation coach and change agent, and he's the author of several guides where you can just refer his all these books in his LinkedIn profile. And I will hand over the stage to him. Let me welcome Chandan Patary.
Thank you,
Okay, Chandan.
Yeah.
So I'm just so just for our audience, if any question, please use the Q&A session tab and the right hand side, where feel free to ask the questions, and Chandan will take up this question at the end of the session. Okay. Thank you, Chandan.
Thank you. I can share my screen, right, Damodar? Yes.
Then I will let you know once it is visible.
Is it visible?
Yeah, I'm
Thank
able
you
to
so
see
much.
it. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much. So, thank you all, my dear friends, and good morning in this Saturday morning to take up the time and join me in this session. I am honored actually, and it shows that your passion to learn. That is one important element I would like to highlight. So, it's a very interesting topics actually. For last I would say at least a couple of months I have been really thinking about this part, like ChatGPT and my role, agile coach. And I have been observing that the transformation is happening inside this role itself. So I thought that could be the interesting topics to discuss in the Saturday morning. I know all of you are busy, most of us are busy, and taking out time for listening to me is is a big honor for me. So that's what I thought of, like, let us talk around our role transformation, how I am seeing the world is changing around us, and what can we do about it. So that would be our discussion. So I would like to create a boundary of this discussion around coaching. So most of my thoughts will be around coaching, because this is a very vast world. You can go any direction, from vertical to horizontal, any direction you can go. But just I would like to really, with the interest of the time, I would like to really control the conversation around the coaching. So just to start that, like, without saying that, like, who am I, what I am doing here. So just to summarize this particular things. So there is a lot of things I have learned in my product development journey. So, and that has really make my foundation really robust, and I must give credit to those experience, those moment actually. So I started my journey with this device you are seeing. It's called patient monitoring system, and approximately 4 years I worked for this particular patient monitoring system. It's a real-time embedded system built on a C, and that gave me a really good opportunity to work with a lot of good architects, and of course the large program or large product development exposure. And I really enjoyed those days to work on such a complex system. It is very complex system and very expensive. Of course nowadays it is very easy. You can see any hospital have this kind of system. Any ICU, MICU, if you visit, you will be able to see this kind of system. After that, I continue to pursue in my embedded world journey. I joined Honeywell Aerospace. I worked one of the systems in a cockpit called AGPWS, Enhanced Ground Proximity Warning System, and that gave me a really good exposure into the world of very large complex system. I worked for Airbus, I worked for a Boeing 787, and most of these programs are actually more than 120 people. So what does that mean is actually it is very complex system, and when you think about the complexity, I could really imagine the world of complexity, like and how those complexity can be curtailed. I learned after working on such kind of a large program. So these are all foundation, and after that I joined ABB Industrial Automation System. So that is also like a power grid, new generation power automation system, like how computer can really automatize entire power flow. So these systems right now it is showing New York power station, but actually even in Bangalore also, like Majestic, if you go, you can see the KPTCL power system where the ABB system has been deployed. Like by sitting on the Bangalore Majestic, you can really control the whole power flow operation in the whole Karnataka. Like how much power should buy, how much power should sell, where should I do load shedding, everything can be controlled by sitting on Majestic. Why I am saying all these things, this has of course gave me a foundation, because in 2009 in ABB first I started my Scrum journey, and that also really gave me a wow effect, like how a process or structural process can build can help us to really build a complex system, and how the systematic way of working with such a process we can really control the complexity. You cannot eliminate complexity because the system itself is complex, and complexity is built into it. So and what I have done actually, whatever knowledge I have acquired, I have tried to capture it in a different blogs, different papers, and later convert those into these books. So what it has helped me to really formulate my thought process in a better way. So whenever the complexity comes, like these are my foundation, they help me to really move forward in a more structured manner. So all these books is for all of you to consumption, but for me it is actually a kind of a body of knowledge, like which is actually strengthening my ability, and it is also helped me to stand firm in this journey. So that's about me. Okay, so now moving into our topics. So I see a significant transformation is happening in this enterprise coaching life. So last 1 decade I have been working as an enterprise coach. So after 2015 I have dedicatedly working as an coach. So I worked in a society generally, which is a bank. Then I moved into Shell, it's actually oil and gas system, and then I moved into Samsung, which is a consumer electronics, and right now for last 2 years I'm working in H&M, which is actually retail, for fast fashion retail. So I see a constant transformation of our coaching role, and it is undergoing a complete reshape. It's actually undergoing overhaul, like and it is taking a new shape. And most of the credit goes to this digital transformation and digital adoption. And for the organization to thrive in this new world, the digital adoption is a must, and digital adoption is one of the complex part which we are dealing with now as a coach. Now we are seeing this for last 1 or 2 years. You are seeing this, how this generative AI has really disrupt our coaching role. So that is something you will be seeing more, and you will be seeing the impact more. And how do we survive in a long run? That is the biggest $1,000,000 question. Will I be able to survive? If I have to survive, what differently I should do? So that is something we are actually doing a lot of research on it. The touch upon of this particular area, I know most of you have heard about the story of Abhimanyu, and I keep reminding him for last several years, like any conference I go, I talk about Abhimanyu. Like some way I am passionate about the Abhimanyu. I am the victim of also kind of a corporate Abhimanyu. Many times I have undergo this surgical knife of my role. I get into this chakra view and I got trapped. And I when I reflect, I realize this is a very deadly things, like if you close your eyes, you may come across this type of scenario. Like we have a knowledge, we have a wisdom, we have the competency and capability required to play our role, but there are traps, the organizational traps. There are organizational the ambient, which is actually significantly influenced by that digital adoption. So we may enter into this, but if we don't know how to come out, then there is a risk in our role. So constantly we need to really see that, like, am I not becoming a corporate Abhimanyu? So what do I do differently to not to become a corporate Abhimanyu, but at least break this story and come successfully? So this is just a kind of a reflection, like I have been seeing. So just to be aware about this, I want to highlight, recently I read about this. This is from actually World Economic Forum, the latest survey, Future Job Survey 2023. Any type of job, if you see, they have projection, given a projection of how the transformation will happen into this role. all the roles they have highlighted. Some roles is going to be completely vanish, some role taking its reshape, and this blue mark is actually the new shape it is taking, and this the purple line, whatever you are seeing, the job will be displaced. So wherever there is a sense of automation, wherever there is a sense of routine, wherever there is a sense of cut and paste solution, it is going to be obsolete. The cut and paste solution is going to obsolete. So constantly the reinvention will survive. Like wherever there is a continuous reinvention is happening in our job profile, that element will survive. So that is something to really observe upon. In the coaching traits also, you can really close look at this. You can see that like certain portion of the coaching traits is also getting into cut and paste, like templatize, monotonous, those kind of elements. So that elements will vanish soon. So that is something I am foreseeing this. And if you really see, the transition is happening. Like this is also of course borrowed from a World Economic Forum, the projection of our skill, the portfolio. You can see more and more in the upcoming years to come, the analytical thinking and creative thinking is the vital element which most of the organizations are looking for. And you can see the projection, like and you can retrospect in your current job profile and current role you are executing, what elements of the analytic things, creative thinkings, or these resilient elements you are injecting into your role on a day-to-day basis. If not, there is something to be reflect on. Am I not going to become a corporate Abhimanyu, or I am far from the corporate Abhimanyu? That is something to really retrospect on a daily basis. Like this is a projection, of course this is a guideline. You can overrule the guideline and come out with your own guideline. This is something to be think about it. So if I have to be thrive in the upcoming days, according to the World Economic Survey, these cognitive skills need to be polished now onwards. You need to do certain exercise which can enhance these cognitive skills. Now, what are those exercises? You can always do a research, because the more you research, more your knowledge will be enhanced. Your cognitive skill will anywhere develop. So any role you take it up, you take up a program manager, you take up a delivery role, you take up a agile coaching role, does not matter. In all the roles, all those elements are injected, and how much you are enhancing that analytical elements, creativity element, or leadership and social influence elements into your role, then the chance of thrive will be very high. So there is something I thought we should all reflect. And this just for your information, like this is how this tsunami is coming of the generative AI. Like so many organizations coming out with their own proposition, and of course this proposition will have a direct impact on our role. So there is something to think about. Now I want to highlight one particular story, and I think 2 days back I written one DZone article about like Alexander the Great coached by the generative AI. Just a hypothetical scenario in case if such a situation comes. I know you have heard both these situations. Like this is the power of coaching, this is the power of mentorship, this is the power of training. So these are the two contrast, like these are the two analogy actually. The Aristotle is coached the Alexander the Great from the year of 7, like when he was 7 years old, his father invited him, and from his childhood he has been coached by the Aristotle, and it has a remarkable impact on Alexander the Great's life. The mentorship, whatever Aristotle has given, it has formed his thought process, his leadership skill, his cultural sensitivity, his ability to think different has completely changed over a period of time. When Alexander has really moved from Greece towards the Asia, and he has slowly lost touch of the Aristotle, that coaching power has degraded, and Alexander has changed significantly, and it has his different effect on his mind. But what I am trying to say is, the coaching has significantly impacted the leadership abilities of the Alexander the Great. If you just eliminate this element, like Aristotle is missing, and then Alexander the Great, will he be the great? So that is something really think upon. So that's the power of coaching. Same with Chandragupta Maurya. Like the Chandragupta Maurya is a normal person, but with the help of a Chanakya, he has become one of the great king in the Maurya dynasty, and it's one of the golden period when the Maurya dynasty was ruled. The significant element has gone into like the coaching, the impact of coaching, how a coach can create a leaders, how a coach can really revolutionize, like building a kingdom or collapsing a kingdom, or those kind of things. So that's the power of coaching which we are bringing into the table when we talk to our clients, talk to our team members. So that's the power. So it's up to us, like how can we maximize those power, how can we enhance that impact into our role, into our own daily offering. That is something we are constantly need to think and reinvent. This is one of the great book. I am sure most of you have read this book. The Google founder, this Eric Schmidt has written this book, like two more writers also there, like they have highlighted like how Bill Campbell coaching has really helped their leadership abilities, how their style of coaching, like how Bill Campbell's style of coaching has significantly helped Apple, Google during that time, because Bill Campbell was able to coach all these people at that time. So our role is a huge impact into the organization. It's up to us, like how much polished we are, how much impactful we are bringing into our conversation. So that's the power of coaching, and how we are taking it forward is up to us. Is this machine will 60% take over this role, or 50%, or maybe less? It's up to us. So it's up to us, how do we actually relook at our coaching part. So I am sure there is no need to tell you, all of you are a great coach, and there are different elements of coachings. It's like a different branches of a big banyan tree. So it's not just only team coaching or something. It is built in with a heavy relationship. It is built in with heavy emotional connectivity. It is built in with heavy empathy. So that's something which is actually is powerful thing. Like we can transform an individual from a normal person to a superhuman being. We can transform that individual. We may not be a superhuman being, but through our coaching style, we can really enhance someone's ability seamlessly. So we need to really realize the power of coaches. We need to realize the power of coaching. But of course, we do not want to trap into this Abhimanyu situation also, but we want to elevate ourselves into a situation where we can create a lot of Alexander the Great. We can create a lot of the Google, those kind of organization. That's the power of coaching. So, and you know, this is very famous foundation. Most of agile coaches follow this particular model, like teaching, mentoring, coaching, facilitating, and other transformations. So this is very famous model come out, and we have been extensively using this model. So these are the different layers of an onion of coaching. When you think about coaching, there are many different layers come into the existence. So how efficiently we are able to really ensure those elements are taken care. So this is the important part. Like if some portions is getting automated, we need to jump into the next portion, which is flourishing, which is expanding, which is creating major impact. So that is something like we need to constantly switch. So of course, and these things will keep happen, and this thing is happening. It's not like that I've been seeing it for last 1 decade, 2 decades. So this role transformation is happening. So how can we actually start every day rethinking about our role? So 2 years back I purchased this machine, and I felt wow. Whenever I look at this machine at my home, I don't know how many of you are using this machine. This is actually a automated mop cleaner. So all the intelligence you can think about, it has everything. It can really locate your layout of your house. It can really start the cleaning. It can really choose a custom made. If you are not at home also, it can clean your house, mop your house. It can go back to its own state, and all the intelligence you can think of a human being is part of this small device. It starts from say 10,000 to 60,000. This is the price range, but this has completely replaced the sweeper. I don't need that job to be done by someone, because a lot of human elements are there, like they don't come, they charge high, but this one seamlessly working for me, like and its efficiency is super. Like the granular particles it absorbs is massive. No human being can really sweep at that rate or at that granularity. So this is something like I was thinking, like this is one of the major miracle comes, and if this kind of solutions expand significantly in all the roles, as a customer I am really wow. As a customer I am really feeling wow. The ROI is significant. You can really do a lot of research about this device and how this device is impacting in our life. So this is just for a reflection, a small use case, and just a reflection, a small use case, like how a small use case can really completely eliminate one particular job. This really the great innovation. So the biggest topic of this conversation is we need to see that, like how much we can coexist. We cannot eliminate this part. Like the coexistence part is one of the major thing. It will come, like the machine will significantly enter, but coexistence we need to figure it out, and for that major research is needed. It will not come automatically. No one is going to tell you like, okay, what portion I can reinvent. So the problem with this Abhimanyu, like I keep on reminding Abhimanyu, is there is always a trap. There is always a trap, like how much portion we can reinvent, how much portion we can take. So little knowledge is a dangerous thing, as well as we need to constantly reinvent ourselves. So just a reminder. Another thing I want to highlight is I am sure you have watched this movie called Iron Man in 2008. This series has come from the Marvel, right? Iron Man. Most of you have watched it. Most of your kids have watched this particular movie, I'm sure. So what is the difference in this movie? You might see he's a great scientist, no doubt about it. He's a great scientist, but he was been completely supported by the one device called Jarvis. It's also abbreviation Jarvis. So it's a kind of artificial intelligence device which constantly helping him to maneuver into this complex world. So the suit he wears, the iron suit he wears, it is completely built with the help of Jarvis. The entire system of his house, the entire navigation, entire guidance, entire coaching, mostly taken by Jarvis. So Jarvis is a complement to this Iron Man life. So if you watch all these movies, you can see that the power of machine complementing with individuals and how that created a Superman. Because without Jarvis, Iron Man will be weak, and with Jarvis, it's a complementary for the Iron Man. So just to give it a thought, how can we create our own Jarvis? Okay, and of course the new world very soon, you may see this very soon, everything will get transformed, and the rate of speed it is coming is massive. Some people who are really doing research on computer science, like say the new generation children, so whatever they are studying and the kind of research they are doing, this is massive. If you talk to some of the engineering college student, then you will realize how passionately they are doing this research to bring in the new AI system into the existence, and very soon it will come because it's not far away. So we need to just watch out on this particular thing. So if you have any question, keep writing into the chat window and I'll take it later. So let us continue this conversation. So coaching cannot stand on isolation. We are coaches has been hired for a certain problem to be solved. We can arbitrate like, okay, how much and how long, but our core job is to help the organization to flourish. So most of what I am seeing is most of my job assignment is to solve a complex problem. In various industries I have been working is I am always embedded into a hardcore digital product development. Either we are building a rocket, either we are building a next generation battery storage system, maybe gigawatt level, which can really light the whole town with a battery without any other electricity. It's a renewable electricity. Or we are developing a different vaccine systems, because these are the complex problems all of us are solving, and this is need of the hour. We need to solve this complex problem. Now organization is really looking for those support, looking for those coaches, and they badly look for those coaches who can help them to really solve this kind of complex problem. So more and more you will be seeing nature of partnership is actually digital problem solving. If you see the stats from McKinsey, you will be seeing there is a heavy investment coming from the digital transformation. The digital transformation investments are getting very high, so the recruitment is also high, the demand is also getting expanded there. So the coaches who can really solve these digital problems will be needed more in the upcoming days. So what does this mean is, actually, if in our job profile, if you are not seeing that this is happening, like how much portion of the time I am spending on solving this digital problem, and how much knowledge is actually enabling the organization to solve this digital problem, this is something we need to really reflect on. So that's why all stats are talking about more and more we are more digital savvy. I understand the digital thing and then start coaching around, then it's good. So let us take a hypothetical scenario. So you are the agile coach. So here Raju is the agile coach. So you are the Raju, and this will be the team setup. So I just taken a storyline. So Madhu is the scrum master, our Maria is the product manager, and our Marble team is the high performance team, and Thanos is the customer. So this is the important part, that Thanos is the customer. So, and then we are building, say, just a hypothetical scenario, we are building this solution. So this is just a solution where you can see all latest cutting edge technology, like say microservices, the digital adoption, the data lake, the cloud solution, all this, whatever you can hear of this one into this solution, because this will help them to scale the solution. This will help them to really go into the from 100 users to the 20,000, from 1 lakh users. So that's the scalability what we are looking for, and rapid scalability. So that's what, and of course with considering all the complexity part. So when you have this problem, and of course you have challenges, right? So if you watch the Marvel movie, you might be seeing like all the Marvel heroes are actually suffering with this kind of challenges. If you have watched the Marvel movie, you can correlate this kind of situation. So in our life also, we'll in our digital transformation, we will also have this kind of challenges. If you really see, most of the digital transformation are under fail, or they are not really so successful. So that's one of the major challenge what we are solving. So, and it has a various reason. I do not have to really call out all this thing, but just to, in case of in our conversation, the complexity, you see, sometimes you may get into this situation, like think about, like you are the lineman, electrician, and you have been asked to solve this problem. So this is a junction box, which is a legacy system, and you have been asked to solve this one. Now look at the situation. I'm sure you will come across this kind of scenarios in your role, and this is a really major problem to solve. Most of the organizations are getting into this kind of problem, and the $1,000,000 question is, how do we solve? As a coach, how do we help the organizations to really solve this junction box? So like this way, there are many such things. I just picked some of them, like Russia issue, and Russia issue has a it has its own side effect on our inflation, and we are not able to sell the cloth because of inflation. The energy price has gone up. So what can I do about it? So this is external. Can I help organization in this kind of scenario? This will be always there. Now due to this Israel and Hamas issue also, there will be a consequence will come into our way. Our organizations or our customers are not able to sell the product, and there is no buyers, because buyers money has gone into for the basic ingredients buying. So who will buy cloth? Who will buy our product? So this is something is a problem for all the organization. As a coach, can I help them? I have never seen this sound. Okay, let us see what's happening. So in this let it come in this kind of thing, I have highlighted some of the complex solution and some of the complexities built into our organization. So some of them we will be solving as a agile coach. Another element I would like to highlight is actually this digitization part. I call it as a digital shark, because customer is one of the thing, like customer is constantly changing, customer's expectation is also changing. So satisfying customer is not an easy part, and of course now these digital things is coming into picture, right? Like say automatization, and to maximize the benefit or maximize the outcome, most of the organizations are adapting this the generative AI solutioning. Now to solve that problem, whatever you take up, our problem is actually building this healthcare system with all those leads of the Marvel movies. So there will be, I'm sure there will be problem. This problem will be around this communication and alignment, and the resource retention. A lot of attritions are happening. The silos organization, any organizations you take up, you will come across this problem. There is a significant skill mismatch. Like whenever we have a digital adoptions happen, there is a significant skill mismatch. Whatever the earlier knowledge we had in our team members, this is not good enough. This is not good enough. So I am, as a coach, observing all these things. The biggest question is, what can I do about it? The leadership alignment. You will see this kind of leadership. Like sitting on the ivory tower giving instruction, you will be able to see all these things. The complexity dimension, the complexity is actually multiplying day by day, like inter team collaboration, inter business unit collaboration, and it is just multiplying. So the landscape or the problem landscape is constantly emerging. Now I was thinking, like, can we build a system, or can we take a help of a system which can help us to maneuver all this complexity, the communication complexity, the inter team collaboration complexity? Can we maneuver it easily with the help of some machine which can guide us to move on. And all those things is not easy, whatever I showed. It's a kind of a DNA change. And if you really study some of the McKinsey report, most of this digital transformation are kind of a DNA alteration. Like if you look at the some of the solution coming for a cancer, for the cancer, it's actually just altering the DNA, like and this is a very deadly thing. Like altering DNA is not easy. It has a significant consequence. Now we need to take up this leap. Like if there is an opportunity to really change the DNA, why not? So most of the organizations are undergoing a serious surgery, like they are completely significantly altering their organization layout, organization structure, organization process, organization leadership style. The entire thing is undergoing change. So just to highlight this, some of the digital adoption when some organizations are taking, they are actually doing surgery on structure, on the people, on the technology side, in the process side, to ensure that the digital strategy are in place, because without rewriting those things, it would be difficult. Now why I am telling all these things, because it is not at all changing. Because for the last 1 decade, when I'm as a coach role, when I am taking this one, like how can I coach a mad titan? So in our role, I'm sure all these things will come in your way. The organization complexity, the people complexity, all these things will come in our way. So if I have to be a Chanakya, or if I have to be a Aristotle, I have to think different now, because organizations are asking for this help. Now whoever is helping, organization will reward that person. Now that person can play a product owner role, product manager role, or a servant lead, anything you do, but the solution is needed, because otherwise organization will extinct with this new digital adoption. So what can we do? So I just talked about the problem. Okay, there are hundreds of problems. We know all these problems. Do I have a solution? I would say no. There is no one size fit for it. So that is my biggest thing. Like there is no cut and paste solution. What works in say ING Bank will not work in oil and gas market. Will not work in a healthcare system. It is not working. The cut and paste solution, templatizing, is not working, because every organization is so unique. So as a result of that, we need to really think different. We need to think different. So what I want from this session is, I am sure from yesterday most of people have talked about the power of generative AI. The kind of complementary offering it is giving, it is immense. And I don't want to repeat, because my previous session also, my fellow colleagues has already highlighted how the generative AI is helping the scrum process. Like a lot of things has been helped. So you must be knowing this, like you are already using it, and most of us are using it. The content creation, the question and answer, the language support, the training material preparation, feedback, all these things is very easily available through this the machine. Then why I am needed as a coach? What more I can do? So that is the question mark. Organizations are really suffering for the digital transformation. They're badly injured, wounded. They need help. They need good doctors. They need neurosurgeons. They need cardiologists. Now, certain portion of the cardiology or neurosurgery has been taken over by the robotics called Leonardo. One of the good robotic machine for a robotic surgery is Leonardo. Some of the portion is taken over by that, and it is very good for the patient, because it surgery is very precise. Now how can I stay relevant as a neurosurgeon? So what I am saying is, what is not going to be taken over by machine is human touch. Human touch, emotional part, empathy part, and then the connection among ourselves as a human being will take some time. So as long as these elements are there in our coaching, whenever you are doing group coaching, whenever you are doing team coaching, whenever you are taking any session, these elements cannot taken over by ChatGPT or generative AI for the time being. So by focusing that aspects, if I just look back that World Economics survey, the cognitive skill, the impact of cognitive skill, if you multiply that part in your role in a coaching element, that means increase emotional support, increase this personalized things, increase this feedback part. That cannot be, that is a unique offering what you are bringing as a coach, because you are the coach. Raju is the coach in our hypothetical model, whatever you are taking. Raju is the coach. And then you have this marble team. Now how can you help this marble team to really excel? So what I am seeing is really working well is actually personalizing. The more and more you personalize your solution, more and more personalize your coaching traits, that is going to create impact, and you will be called into the room for a conversation. The Jim Campbell book, that he has been giving one-to-one coaching all the Google leaders, all the Apple leaders, personalized training, diversified your coaching into a different dimension. The business coaching, executive coaching, career coaching, expand the horizon of coaching, of course with the help of this, like creativity coaching, transformation. These are itself is a vast world where you need intensive research to really survive. Do more and more group coaching, because this cannot be done by any automatized or templatized. It has to be a custom made for a particular solution, for a particular problem to be solved. Maximize those. That is really helping. Enhance your deep coaching. When I say deep coaching, it is going beyond the defined boundary, not written in a book, but reinventing the coaching traits. So you are connecting with the individuals, trying to help that individuals to perform their role better, and then you will see how that individuals are performing, and later they will come back to say, wow, because of you I have really changed myself. So wherever you are seeing like the large scale collaboration, this is something difficult to actually replace by some machine. Of course this machine will add on into your offering, but in the digital world, like when you solve a complex problem, like the problem whatever we discussed, no, that SaaS solution, healthcare SaaS solution is very complex. Many departments need to come together, like architecture, product management, the user experience, all these departments need to come together to solve this problem. So that means many people, many interaction, that means lot of conflicts will be there, lot of collaboration breakage will be there. So how can we orchestrate such a session to solve a complex problem is the need of the hour. So that's why I have, everywhere you see I have highlighted here the collaboration technique, enhance the collaboration technique. Like you see, this is the liberating structures principles. Apply this, because this is a lot of human elements into it, so that cannot be touched upon by the generative. You are bringing in this into the conversation. And then I was trying to see, like, expand this visual management part, because that solves a lot of problem. Whatever you are seeing right now is one of the power of the visual management. See, I am able to maneuver here and there in front of you. If I would have been done this in a PowerPoint presentation, it would be very difficult. But right now, what I'm going back and coming forward. So this is the power of visual tools which is coming out, and that helps a lot of collaboration problem. And if you solve this collaboration program, conflict will minimize, a lot of ambiguity will go away, alignment will increase, handshake will increase, and then it would be easy for the organization to solve the problem, because you are able to mine the people's mind. Because a lot of people will be actually struggling around, but you as a coach, by doing this group coaching and large collaboration, enabling this problem to be solved. So that is what I am seeing, like we as a coach can really bring into the table and become one of the Aristotle, or maybe Chanakya. So apply this big picture thinking, continuously enhance our offering, because how can I become the next Chanakya? So if you constantly ask this question on a daily basis, you will reinvent yourself, because without reinvention, you know that half of the things has already taken over by at least 20 to 30% of my offering I am seeing can be done by this generative AI. If you say training material preparation, if you see the mentorship, if you see certain portion of coaching already has been done very well by generative AI. So for that, I don't need a great coach. I need a great coach to solve my complex problem. So when I say complex problem, like a conducting a product discovery workshop with the 50 plus team members, can I orchestrate that and show the outcome that, okay, I have come out with a lot of proposition. So this is something need of the hour every digital organizations are looking for. And I must agree that there are very minimal people who can actually conduct such type of orchestration. The people who are doing, they are really rewarded, because organizations badly need those kind of coaches who can orchestrate such a large setup, and it need a lot of soft elements of your coaching part. And then again, coming back to this point is, how can you create your own service? Because that is what, if you have, you become a Iron Man. that is something what I am seeing. And at least for myself, like, I have this body of knowledge. I have this body of knowledge in at my home, in my kitty. I can always refer them what I had done earlier 10 years back, what is the new experiment possibility comes from this thing. So something like that. If you can create your own, if you can create your own body of knowledge which can complement your offering, and then you go back to your organization and start providing those support, that will give an immense boost into your movement. So, and of course this the Google generative AI or this OpenAI generative AI is hugely complementing at least myself. Whenever I am conducting this kind of large scale collaboration or problem solving workshop, a lot of materials are coming from that, or especially the guidance coming from the generative AI solution, and it is actually making me more powerful. Because earlier time I used to struggle, I used to ask my mentor, I used to ask my colleagues, hey, tell me how should I really design this large scale thing. But right now I don't need anybody. I just need to sit some time, 1 hour 2 hour with generative AI, ask continuously, okay, tell me what elements of this problem can be designed in a different way. How can I design this my robot? So we 100% all the day we use this my robot. So this myro is a lifeline in our organization. So every now and then we use this my robot because it helps me to design a complex structure, to engage the crowd, to collaborate the people, diverse cultural people. I would say diverse cultural people, and people's mind is a miracle. So you need to tap the mind, bring it to the table, and then solve this problem. So that is something which we are constantly taking the help of the generative AI to come out with a proposition. So at the end, it's all about outcome. Outcome which is authentic, outcome which is trusted. This is what people will appreciate in long run, as long as you are bringing those outcome. And our Thanos, if our Thanos is happy, then you are secure. Then you will not become a corporate oil money. The survival chance will be high. So machine is a complement, and maximize this complement, and you become a superman or superwoman. That is, I would say. So with this, I would close. I know I speak very slow, so bear with me. Thank you so much for listening to me in Saturday morning. Hope you are with me. Nobody has left this room.
Yes, Chandan, we all are with you over
Thank
here.
you so much.